Good evening. I'm Daniel Vandenburg, ZL2DRV in New Plymouth.
And I'm Debby Morgan, ZL2DL in Upper Hutt.
And I'm Stephen McNeill, ZL4HG from Christchurch.
And I'm Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF in Nelson. And together we bring you the NZART official broadcast for March 2023. Good evening, everyone. Leading tonight's broadcast is Presidential Comment. Here's our NZART Vice President, Daniel Vandenburg, ZL2DRV. Daniel?
Kia ora and Palmerston. Mark is away overseas for the next 2 months, so I get the opportunity to practice doing the broadcast before officially becoming President in June. Speaking of which, June and King's Birthday weekend is fast approaching. This year's conference in Palmerston North is shaping up nicely. The usual Sunday AGMs, OTC, SPAM, WARO and QESAT are happening, with the forums also on Sunday. These are almost complete, with some interesting topics being spoken about. Forum topics range from the national system, Klondike and what is needed to fix it, rotating, dish antennas, distributing electricity in a storm, receiving and retrieving radio sonde balloons or weather balloons, NZART's upcoming centennial, along with emergency preparedness, resilience, and AREC's future. I know AREC CEO Don Robertson has been working on something for this in light of Cyclone Gabrielle, and he hopes everyone who is attending conference could attend this double forum. There is also a forum on the ham response during and after Cyclone Gabrielle. The National System trustees will be holding an open forum on the national system. My thoughts and the thoughts of NZART and Council continue to be with the people still recovering from Cyclone Gabrielle, especially in Wairoa, Gisborne and Hawke's Bay, plus surrounding areas, not forgetting Northland and Auckland. If there is anything you would like to make Council or myself aware of that you feel we may be able to assist with, please reach out and ask. NZART stands ready to assist if we can. The government is updating the Incorporated Societies Act, so work has begun on the NZART Constitution to bring it into line with the new Act. Further details are in Mark's final from the President's column in the upcoming issue of Break-In. The recent Jock White Field Day has had a good number of participants, even with the bad weather. Well done, all who had braved the weather. A reminder that the last day for love is March 30th. Wanganui branch. I will be making an official visit to your branch on May the 3rd. I look forward to coming back up and meeting with you on what will be my first official visit as incoming President. That's it for me for my first broadcast. Stay safe. Back to you, Jim.
Thank you, Daniel. The Vice President of NZART, Daniel Vandenburg, ZL2DRV. The Wanganui Branch 48 NZART are holding a sale day on Saturday the 6th of May from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. The venue is the Blind and Low Vision Hall at 102 Peach Street, next to the ZL2JA Club Rooms. A talk-in person will be on the 690 repeater on the day to help with directions. Now there will be access to the venue for vendors from 7:30 a.m. with buyers access commencing at 9 a.m. No sales prior to 9 a.m. Tables approximately 1.8 metres long will be available for $20 each. Now they need to be booked in advance. The contact details for bookings and payments are John Wakely, ZL2HK, 021 0636 311. Again, 021 0636 311. Or you can email John, jandcwakely@gmail.com. jandcwakely@gmail.com. Remember, sales are cash only, no FPOS available, so remember to bring small cash denomination money on the day. A cafe will have pies and finger food, tea and coffee available for purchase on the day. If you require further details, contact the Wanganui sale convener, Graham Hawtrey, 027 4537 744. 027 4537 744. Or you can email grahamandval1@extra.co.nz. grahamandval1@extra.co.nz. That's the Wanganui Branch 48 Sale Day, coming up on Saturday the 6th of May. To Upper Hutt we go now. Let's join our NZART Business Manager, Debby Morgan, ZL2DL.
Kia ora, Jim. Ngā mihi nui, kia koutou katoa. Hello everyone, and warm greetings to you all. Not a great deal has happened at headquarters over the past month. Unfortunately, I am still working from home with no dates as yet set for my impending surgery. If anyone has a miraculous wand, I could sure do with it at the moment. Although my injury was due to a fall, I can't help but feel age plays a huge factor in the recovery period. It's safe to say one injury causes many parts of the body to ache. Enough about me. As you all know, Radio Spectrum Management introduced the new Register of Radio Frequencies in December. I understand many of you are facing some frustrations when trying to look up address details for call sign holders. Furthermore, ARXs can no longer tell if a silent key call sign is being withheld by RSM for the 12-month stand-down period once deactivated. If you are searching for a call sign to confirm if the 12 months are up, search results will show nothing. So it's better to contact me and I can make the inquiry for you with RSM. I have advised RSM about these issues and a number of others, and they will get to them in order of priority. In the meantime, I would also ask anyone who has or is moving address to please let me know, as well as RSM, who can be contacted on 0508 776 463. The address details on their register is what is used for call book. Lastly, you have 1 month to submit your nominations for the awards to be presented at the AGM in Palmerston North. That is Life Membership, Amateur of the Year, Young Amateur of the Year, and the Jumbo Godfrey Award. Nominations need to be received at headquarters either via email or post by the 30th of April at the latest. By now you will have heard from Daniel, ZL2DRV, standing in for Mark while he is away. Daniel will have updated you on conference preparations, which are going well. However, one thing you may need to be aware of, the AGM room is up a small flight of stairs with no elevator access. For me, this is important, so it may be for you too. I have been assured there will be a number of people who are able to assist us to climb up them. That's it from me, Jim. Mā te wā. See you next time.
Thank you, Debbie. Debby Morgan, ZL2DL, the NZART Business Manager. Well, summer's on its way out and here comes autumn. Time for the ZL Autumn Sprints. Block off your diaries now, as the ZL Autumn Sprints kick off on Tuesday 4th April at 0800 Zulu, 8 p.m, and run for the 4 consecutive Tuesdays in April on 80 metres. Now the format is the same as last time, i.e. work as many other stations as you can in an hour, with the first half hour being CW and the second half SSB. You can work the same station once in each half hour, or you can just do the CW or SSB segment. The rules can be found on the NZART website, nzart.org.nz/activities/contests/sprints. Again, nzart.org.nz/activities/contests/sprints. Now, if you've any questions, contact Mark, ZL3AB. The ZL Autumn Sprints kicking off on Tuesday, the 4th of April. Now for an update on international amateur radio news, we join the team at the Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur radio communication is just one part of the outer space experience one ISS astronaut is sharing through a new website. Here's John Williams, VK2JJW, with that report.
The website's better known as ELF in Space, and it's been created by the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Centre in Dubai and the Emirates Literature Foundation as a communications tool about technology and the space program. It features Sultan Al Nayadi, KI-5VTV, the second astronaut from the United Arab Emirates. The communications engineer is on board the ISS for the longest Arab space mission to date. The website's debut was announced on March the 10th. Al-Nayadi is giving its visitors a window into his 6-month experience on board the International Space Station. His is not the only voice to be heard. There'll be input from some very terrestrial voices, such as authors and space experts. Other UAE astronauts, such as Hazar al-Masuri and Nora al-Matrushi, will join him. The website has a strong tie-in to the classroom experience, and each week new topics will be released discussing the challenges and discoveries of space travel. There are also classroom-based activities for educators to download for their students. As part of a 20-week learning program, students around the world will watch each episode as it's released with subtitles. A link to the first episode is in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. This is John Williams, VK4JJW.
The Northern Illinois DX Association hosted the first presentation by a 3Y0J team member on what it was like to live on and activate Bouvet Island. DXpeditioner Adrian, KO8SCA, provided a 1-hour talk complete with dramatic photographs on the Zoom platform earlier this month. He described the team's 10-day effort to maintain a delicate balance of food and fuel supplies as they scheduled precious time to operate on the air, at first using CW and sideband and later FT8. They also kept an eye on storm systems. As Adrian told his viewers, quote, "Mother Nature is never doing things in your favor," end quote. The DXpedition left the island on February 14th after making more than 19,000 QSOs. Whether you worked Bouvet Island or not, you can still view Adrian's talk, which is now available to everyone, on YouTube on the Northern Illinois DX Association channel. You can also find a link to it through the Northern Illinois DX Association website at nidxa.org. A very young amateur in Australia has completed a summit activation that he's likely never to forget. Graham Kemp, VK4BB, shares his victory with us.
First-time summit activator Emil, Victor Kilo 5, Whiskey Whiskey Whiskey, has now earned 1 point in the Soda Award scheme for each year of his life. The 10-year-old Australian amateur successfully activated Mount Wellington in Tasmania with an HT and a lot of hope Tuesday, March 21, shortly before 9:30 a.m. local time. The summit is 1,270 metres or 4,167 foot high. Operating as Victor Kilo 5, Whiskey Whiskey Whiskey, Port 7, he logged 6 contacts in the Hobart area on 2 metres. 1/2 hour later, it was a done deal. Emil's first solo act was a success. His proud father, John VK5HAA, who is also an activator, reported his son's SOTA success on the Australian SOTA Activators Groups.io email list. Congratulations on reaching new heights, Emil, and good on you. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Neil Rapp, WB9VPG in Union, Kentucky, saying 7-3. And as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2023. All rights reserved.
And as always, we say thank you to Newsline for the use of their copyright material. Now, NZART conference this year is to be held at the Millennium Corpthorne Hotel, 110 Fitzherbert Avenue in Palmerston North. Details and the registration form are on the NZART conference website. That's located at www.nzart-conference.nz. www.nzart-conference.nz. For additional information or to contact the conference organisers, you can email them at contact@nzart-conference.nz. contact@nzart-conference.nz. Plan now for NZART Conference 2023 in Palmerston North over King's Birthday weekend, June the 3rd and 4th. Finally, in tonight's official broadcast lineup, it's branch news. Here's Stephen McNeill, ZL4HG.
Thanks, Jim, and good evening, everyone. We have just a few items this month. And we start with the Western Suburbs Radio Club, Branch 03 NZART, who have their annual general meeting on Saturday the 22nd of April at the club rooms at 3000 Great North Road in New Lynn. Now to Napier Branch 25 NZART. Their next general meeting is scheduled for the 5th of April at 7:30pm at the Lathan Street club rooms. And just to note that Hastings Branch 13 are not having meetings in their usual Pakawai Hall due to the recent floods, so keep a watch on the newsletter for updates as they happen. Upper Hutt Branch 63 NZART have their annual general meeting on Friday the 28th of April, starting at 8pm. All are welcome, and remember this is an excellent opportunity to influence where the branch is going in the future. Down south now, and the Nelson Amateur Radio Club Branch 26 NZART's next general meeting will be on Wednesday the 19th of April at 7:30pm at the Enniglyn Community Hall, Tuckett Place in Nelson. The guest speaker for the evening will be Chris, ZL2 CJC, who will give a presentation on the repair of VHF and UHF handhelds and mobiles. Members are encouraged to bring along their handheld for a quick health check on the test equipment that will be available. And finally to Otago Branch 30 NZART, where meetings are usually held weekly in their club rooms at McAndrew Road in South Dunedin. On the 5th of April, there will be a debrief on the car rally. On the 19th, Cliff Gray will give a talk on working HF. And on the 26th, there will be a talk on test equipment by ZL4DC and others. Well, that's all from me. Back to you, Jim.
Thank you, Stephen. Stephen McNeill, ZL4HG, reporting from Christchurch. The next official broadcast of NZART will be made by ZL6A at 8pm on Sunday, the 30th of April. This is ZL6A, headquarters station of the New Zealand Association of Radio Transmitters, concluding the official broadcast for March 2023. Good night, everyone. Good night now.